Vertigo 2. Freddy was scared of heights. Really scared of heights. He'd regularly dream of being stuck on a ledge after making his way halfway along and then looking down. It would be then that he'd freeze like a statue, unable to move back to where he'd come from or on to where he was going. He'd wake up in a cold sweat, shaking like a leaf, breathing like he's just orgasmed. If he found himself at the top of a tower, it was backs against the wall stuff, as far away from the edge as humanly possible. Occasionally he had the urge to throw himself to the floor and crawl back to safety, and once or twice he would. But if you're really scared of heights, it's the fear you feel for other people that puts butterflies in your stomach. Those bloody goats who are nimble of foot and have no regard for their own lives. They sit on walls, walk too close to the edge, and generally lark about and unknowingly scare the bejesus out of you. Fred was feeling that fear now. He strutted around the grounds of Vyšehrad, the picturesque second castle in Prague that has terrific views of the rivers and the spires, and winced as he saw countless tourists sitting on the walls, dangling their legs freely, seemingly unaware and certainly unperturbed by the 20 to 30 yard drop beneath them. The kids from the school trip were especially fearless. One was standing on the wall while two were fighting as they sat precariously close to the edge. Fred felt sick watching them. The butterflies were like eagles. Beads of sweat formed on his forehead. He didn't want to watch. He needed to move on, but he was captivated by the sight. Suddenly, he moved forward. 1, 2 steps, then really took off. He didn't push the boy that hard. It was only a tap, really. It was probably the shock that caused the youngster to lose his balance as much as the force of the blow. The boy tumbled off the wall and down the grassy bank below. Screams and angry shouts directed at Fred filled the air. The boy's friends were in a state of shock, not knowing how to get help to their stricken friend. Amongst the palaver, Fred smiled to himself. The act of teaching those goats a lesson gave him an amazing sense of relief, a cathartic feeling. He happily flew off into the evening sky. Had he found a cure to his phobia?